Good evening, listeners, and welcome to this edition of Program in English. And as a part continuation of what we featured in the last edition, we have with us Lieutenant Commander Vimal Raj with us, who is Director of Colonel and Commander Defence Academy, Coimbatore. Welcome to the studios of All India Radio. Joining the Indian Armed Forces, the second part. We were talking about the various techniques as far as the SSB, Service Selection Board of Armed Forces, are concerned. But now there is an aspirant. That aspirant at the level of 10th standard, 12th standard, or a graduate or a technical graduate. These are the four broadly we can classify.
Correct.
Now a 10th standard student or a 10th standard pass, he wants to join Indian Army. How does he do? Indian Army in the sense Indian Armed Forces.
You can call it.
Yeah.
So right now the selection criteria, earlier we used to take after class 10. Right now the education standards of the country itself has gone up so much. I think all the entries are mostly after class 12 only. Nothing is after class 10. So after class 12, if somebody is really good at an intellectual level, can apply for the officer entries, which is the NDA, that is the National Defence Academy, which the exam is being conducted by UPSC. And thereafter, there are two more opportunities for all those people who really score well. For them, it is like class 12 marks, and then you are supposed to appear for your JEE, Joint Entrance Examination. So once you do that, these are the criteria for applying in 10+2 TES in Indian Army, that is Technical Entry Scheme, wherein you get a free BTech as well as a complete job confirmation from Indian Army. You get trained from OTA Gaya. You come with a 4 years BTech. Similar entry is there in Indian Navy. It is called 10+2 BTech entry. And then you get a free BTech from Indian Navy, and then you are completely there. If you join NDA, you get either a BA or a BSc, and then you become a commissioned officer. If you join 10+2 TES or 10+2 BTech, you get a BTech and then you become a commissioned officer. Now NDA, the vacancy per se, if you see, around 210 for Army and 35 for Navy and around 90 for Air Force. So if you put everything together, you get somewhere about 350. This is every 6 months. 10+2 TES in Army gives you 90 vacancies for free BTech every 6 months. Indian Navy gives in 10+2 BTech 35 vacancies every 6 months. This is for the officer cadre. Now coming on to the Jawans per se. Now all those Agniveers, all the NCO commission, it is like after your class 12, you can apply for your this thing. Here the selection procedure will be totally different. For officers, it is a written examination followed by an SSB. Services selection.
You got officers in Agniveers also?
No. I'm talking about this thing. So for officer entries, the selection procedure is intellectual level is first. That is there is some amount of written examination, or there is your 12th marks, high good marks. That is anything more than 75% minimum. And then your SSB has to be through. SSB, we don't look at something like a UPSC, IAS, IPS, because we are more oriented towards officer-like qualities, not something like what you can read, analyze and go through. It is not that per se. So we want an overall fine personality. Now coming on to the Agniveer or Jawan selection procedure per se, what you see, here we introduced a basic level of entrance and more of physical. Because the job profiling, if you see, the Jawan has to take too much of stress and strain. He has to carry luggage, he has to carry load. He will be the one who is taking the gun and fighting at the border. As commissioned officers, we all be the one who will be strategizing things and then working out. So for us, the physical standards have to be met, but physical standards are not the only criteria for us. It is more of intellectual. So for a Jawan is what? Normally you have to go for the 2.5 kilometers of run, to push-ups, sit-ups. It is similar to what a police constable or a SA you can say it. So those kind of selection procedure is there. Once you are done with your basic level of written for this Agniveer or NCO, then you go for your physical test, and thereafter you go for your medical test. However, the officers, the selection procedure is different. One myth I would like to put on here is most of the people feels like if you want to become an officer in armed forces, or if you want to get into armed forces, they straight away feel like we must have a six-pack body and then complete physical fitness and all those things. So that's why I am emphasizing here specifically, it is for Jawans, the job will be more of physical oriented. For officers, the job will be more of mental oriented. Your intellectual capabilities are checked. So that is one thing which you have to keep in your mind when you're applying.
But what you say is pretty new.
10+2 TS and 10+2 BTech.
This one actually, we never thought we have such a thing.
Correct.
As technical this thing. Okay, this is one thing as far as the NCO, non-commissioned officer, Jawan is concerned, and then Agniveer is concerned. And then you have this NDA entry is also concerned. Now all these things, it is up to +2.
Correct.
And beyond plus 2, a person, see, there are two ways of looking at things. One is a person who does his engineering in some engineering college institution, and he aspires to, join the armed forces. Another, a person who is in the arts college or in the science college, who is doing BA, BCom, BSc. This person aspires to, join the Indian Armed Forces.
Yes.
So, how do you look at it?
So, fine. Anybody would like to join Indian Armed Forces, as I said, after 12th is the first step point.
Yeah.
Okay, just in case somebody was not aware, who didn't know about this entire thing, like I'll specifically tell about my own case. I was not aware till the time I joined a graduation that I could also join into armed forces. When I joined my graduation, I got into NCC. That is when my eyes got wide. Oh, this is also an opportunity which I can think of. Or armed forces can be a career option for me. So likewise, for example, let us take a case A, case B. Case A is a boy who has gone into any graduation, that is like BA, BSc or BCom, something like this. Case B is a boy, he has gone into engineering college. So these are the two things we'll speak. So now case A, he has gone into it. Normal age to enter into armed forces is about 21 to 24. In general, we'll speak. There are a few entries where 25 is also there. There are a few entries 27 is also there. In general, 21 to 27. So anybody who has gone into a graduation, by 21, normally 3 years of graduation, BA, BSc, you would have completed. What are the opportunities for him is, the first and foremost opportunity is CDSE written examination, Combined Defense Service written examination, which is conducted by UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. Twice a year. And he has to clear this written examination, which also holds negative marking. People should not forget this. Yeah. It also holds negative marking. You have to put in efforts to prepare for this.
You have got numerical ability in this.
Yeah.
Even for OTA?
Yeah. Also for OTA max is not there. So for here, you have to apply. And then when you're applying, you can give choices as Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Air Force, OTA. So when you tick OTA, they will negate your max marks and then they see whether you're falling into the merit qualifying criteria or not. So this is one opportunity wherein once in 6 months you can do. Okay, apart from this, what else I can do is you can apply for AFCAT, Air Force Common Admission Test. Likewise, Indian Coast Guard is also doing CGCAT, Coast Guard Common Admission Test. So these are the opportunities wherein some level of written examination is there and then you can go and join. After this, once you qualify this written examination, you have to face SSB. You have to clear SSB. So that is clear.
Okay, now I got something here to ask. Now, 3 questions arise for me here. OTA, you said, OTA is a short service commission. It was there for about 5 years or so, after which there is a selection process, whether you continue or not. It is not only your choice, it's also a choice of the armed services, the fitment. Now, is that the case true even now?
Case is 10 years now.
Now it is 10 years, not 5 years.
Not 5. 10 years, maximum extendable up to 14.
So the choice beyond that is not yours?
Not there.
So
10 14 years is cut off. If you want to come out in 10, you can come out in 10.
10 years. The choice earlier it was 5 years, now it is 10 years.
10 years.
10 years is not your choice. Up till 10 years is not your choice.
Correct.
After 10 years, it's your choice.
Correct.
Yeah. And beyond 14 years, it's not your choice.
Not your choice.
So this 4 years, between 10 and 14, that 4 years, that is the only place or only the place where you can have your choice.
So actually, if you're performing really well, if you're getting a permanent commission, if you're in the line wherein you have a better chance to get into permanent commission or not, you will come to know in your 8th year of service. Okay, we are considering you for your permanent commission. You are doing really well. You are about to get in commission. So by 8th year or 9th year, you get a clarity that you got a permanent commission. By then you are very clear. But if it doesn't, your rank get affected. No, your rank does not get affected.
You get the same rank.
It
is a time scale only.
It is. Yeah.
So by about 10 years, you will become a major.
So for 6 years only, you become a major.
Fine. Now this is as far as OTA is concerned. Maximum it is 14 years.
Yeah. Short Service Commission OTA is 10 years. Initial engagement. You get a confirmation whether you are turned into PC or not by about 8th or 9th year of service.
And generally, beyond that you can
if somebody feels like I would like to continue for 14 years inside, I am liking this life, they're very well to do. Like in my case, I was thinking of coming out in 10th year of service. However, I did a group testing technique course. So now doing only a course and going without an appointment doesn't feel good. I wanted to have a hands-on experience on the assessment. So I requested for a 2 years extension, which they gracefully accepted. So I did 12 years of service and then I came out. Okay. So after 10, you can go for straight 14 or 2+2.
Okay.
So the choice.
But you get a commission, you can go beyond 14 also.
Yeah. That from 9th year only, you'll be very clear. No, you're getting a permanent commission. So straight away, it is like no 14. Straight away, it is like 20. Minimum 20 years is required. Okay. The main difference between what is a short service officer and the permanent commission officer. which most of the common man would have not understood, because the world feels like if you are a commissioned officer means you are pension eligible and you are there, and suddenly when I say somebody I'm retired, they're saying, sir, you're looking so young, how come you came out of service? The main understanding is permanent commission means minimum if you do 20 years of service, you are eligible for pension. So that is like if somebody gets a commission in 21 years, by 41 years, you are eligible for pension. You want to leave at that point in time and then come out and pick up a job in civil, you are free to do that. You will get a pension of whatever you earned on the 41 age of your time, and then you get a pension from that till the time you go. If somebody likes the environment or somebody is doing really well in the armed forces, who is going up the ladder, he can continue till 56, 58 as per this thing. Or if somebody feels like, no, I'm not making very good, but this life is good, I would like to continue in armed forces. Please do continue till 56, 58, no problem at all. So that is the main difference. So any short service officers per se, there is no pension. That is the main thing which you have to understand. But from an aspirant who is looking, sir, should I get into only permanent commission? I would recommend you get into armed forces. Don't feel like it is short service or permanent commission. Go inside, perform well. If you really do good, you get a commission. You get a permanent commission. If you really don't do good, you come out with a lot of experience and learning, which you can make use of it outside.
Exactly. And as far as this AFCAT and CGCAT is concerned, do you have anything like that in Naval Academy?
Indian Navy has got INET, Indian Naval Entrance Test, but right now it has been stopped for some reasons. Most likely they are going to restart again.
All these things, these AFCAT, CGCAT and INET, these are all for technical graduates, right?
No, it is for everyone.
For everyone.
Even Indian Army is also planning to come as a minimal amount of entrance test like this. Because now every college and everybody is getting about 90%, 85%. So Indian Army decided, okay, let us also keep some level of filtration.
So, but then how, what is the difference between the CDSE and this various other parallel entrance examinations these guys?
So CDSE is an entrance examination, which is a higher level entrance examination, which is conducted by UPSC. The paper is said by UPSC.
Okay.
This is internal arrangement by Indian Army, Indian Navy. So here the question
is... Why do they need to have when you have a common entrance through CDSE?
So CDSE is one common entry for, and CDSE gives you permanent commission.
Okay.
When you write CDSE, you going through UPSC, it gives you permanent commission. This is like for me, when I put a cutoff, I feel like every college is giving 90%, every college is getting 80%. But when the boy comes in front of me, he is unable to speak in English.
But can we say this is, a short service commission sort of thing?
Mostly.
Okay, fine. Now, to another question is, what is this direct technical entry? So, now there was a technical entry as far as NDA is concerned.
Now, when I complete the KSB, you will be able to get a clarity. So, we stroked down to KSA. So, KSA is the one. So, for him, it is like you write a CDSE written examination or AFCAT or CGCAT. Indian Navy does not take BA BSc from 2017. Indian Navy is taking only BTech.
Sir, I need to ask more questions. Now, the more answers you come out with, I have got so many other questions to come out with, and I don't think we'll be able to complete this segment of the interview, and I will not be satisfied, and nor will the listeners be satisfied. So probably we can have a next part, we can have a continuation of the details of various sorts of examinations, a gamut of examinations being conducted on behalf of and by the armed forces per se. Sure?
We'll be happy to do
that. Yeah. That was joining the Indian Armed Forces, the second part. Well then, listeners, I don't think I'll be able to, convincingly satisfy you on these requirements unless we have next part as we discussed earlier. And thank you, Lieutenant Commander Vimal Raj, for the wonderful insights. And we'll, hope to meet you next time regarding the whole gamut of various sorts of examinations being conducted by and on behalf of Indian Armed Forces. Thank you so much.